this is going to be part 2 on the life update. So if you haven't seen part 1, go watch that one first or else you're going to be totally confused. Okay, so part 2. We've gotten past, we've had the triplets and we did have the video cut off. So if you didn't catch this, we did have a memorial service for the babies. We were able to bury all of them, and we buried them next to our other little girl, Ellie, that was born last year. So we had the memorial service. All of our, family and friends came out, and we celebrated their life and just had that time. And just as a process, part of the grieving process to get that closure from everything. And shortly after we had the triplets, and I was told by the specialist that we did not need to get pregnant again. My doctor said at least for a couple years. So, it's not something we plan on trying for anytime soon. But we are, desperately still want a family and we want kids. So we have decided to adopt. And, a couple weeks after, because the triplets were born on July 12th. I don't know if I ever said that in the other video. They were born on July 12th. So, a couple weeks after that, in August, beginning of August, we had really talked about it and decided that we were going to adopt, and we wanted to go ahead and start that process because I know for some people the process can take months and months, if not years, and so we didn't want to wait and then start the process and have to wait, another year plus to actually get a baby. So we decided to, first we were going to pursue a private adoption as our first option because of the cost, because with dealing with the fertility treatments and then with the losses and hospital bills and all the doctor bills, it's kind of drained our savings. So instead of going through an agency, we did decide we're going to try to do a private adoption first. So the difference between that, for people who don't know, is the private adoption, you go through an attorney, but you find your own birth mother. And then the attorney, does everything. Where with an agency, you usually have a profile book and they show it to their birth moms, and that's how you get selected. So it is different in that you don't have that avenue to get your information out there. It's word of mouth and just telling people. So about, the middle of August, when we really started telling some of our close friends and started the process, of getting all of our information together to mail out little brochures, one of our good friends posted on Facebook that she knew a couple wanting to adopt, and had a post about us, and if anybody was wanting to adopt or knew someone who was wanting to adopt. And that night she got contacted by someone who she knows, and it's a crazy web. I don't want to give too much details because they are very private people, and so if they ever see this, and I wouldn't want someone who knows them to see it. But so through a friend of a friend of the birth father's dad, kind of like a long web, we got in touch because she said, I know this couple and they are wanting to do adoption, they're considering adoption. So I talked to the birth father's dad first and had a couple conversations with him. We set up a time to get together, and it was going to be Chase, my husband, and I, then both of the birth parents and the birth father's dad. And he came, but he did sit, just at the bar of the restaurant, so it was just the four of us the first time we met. And it was the first week of September when we first got together and we met with them. And, they said at the point she wasn't sure if she wanted to do the adoption. She was about 50-50. And so they were just looking into their options, just to see. And I was absolutely, just please be honest with us. Don't tell us you're going to do it if you don't think you are. So we met with them a couple times, and they, at the end of September, were going to find out the gender. And so they wanted to have their decision made the day before they went, when they would be finding out the gender, because they didn't want that to play a role in it. They wanted to make their decision, just based on general, the information and not, and with the way things were going with their life, they didn't want the gender to play a role in it, basically. So the day before she went for her appointment, she did text me and she said, I want to keep the baby. I don't want to do this. I need to find a job. I need to do these things, but I want to keep the baby. And I mean, it's coming from someone, I have been pregnant, and wanting a family. I completely understand that. And so of course it was really hard to hear that, but no hard feelings to her. I did understand. So then shortly after that, we were told that, might be a change in the decision. So we, had talked to them. We got together with them several more times, and she did finally say, yes, I'm going to do the adoption. It's not my first choice. It's not exactly what I want to do, but I don't really have any other options at this point. And so she did, she said she does want to do the adoption. We have agreed to do an open adoption. And for some of you who might not know all the details, an open adoption is where, because before, years and years ago, there were only closed adoptions, where the birth mother would have the baby, they might see them, they might not see them at the hospital, but then records were closed until the child was 18, and, they necessarily never knew who their birth parents were. Well, now, much more common to have open adoptions, where the birth parents, get pictures, get videos, have visits, and we have decided, between talking and going back and forth, as of right now, we're going to have 4 visits a year. Every 3 months, we'll get together with them, and I'll be sending, weekly, monthly pictures as often as they want them, little videos. But we will get together for those 4 visits a year, and just we'll see how things go. Like if we want more, if we want less. Just they are somewhat local, so it's convenient in that fact. And this is the first time we've adopted. This is the first time they've considered adoption, so we all are new to it. We don't know what to expect. They're a great couple. I love both of them. They're so genuinely sweet, kind people. And so we are very hopeful. This has been a very long process. We started trying to get pregnant in September of 2010. So it's been quite a while that we have gone through this, with both of the pregnancies and losing all 5 of the babies, and just, dealing with the emotions and the roller coasters of that. So we are doing this adoption. The baby is due on December 14th, which is Saturday. So a couple little, scares where she thought she might go early, but as of now, she has not had him. So we are just waiting. And, even though we've talked to them and we have agreed on this, nothing is set, nothing is final until he is born. It's a little boy, until he is born, because 24, 48 hours after he's born, depending on, how she is, what kind of delivery she has, she will sign the papers, or that's when she'll sign the papers if she decides that she is going to sign them. And then we get to take him home when she's discharged. She wants both her and the baby to be discharged at the same time. So we go home with him, and here in the state of Georgia, I know every state, it can vary, but in Georgia there's a 10-day revocation period where if during that 10 days she changes her mind, she can get the baby back. No questions asked, we have to give him back during those 10 days. So that, of course, will be, this whole process has been so stressful and up and down, and that, I know, will be no different. But we are very excited, and we are just waiting to hear that she goes into the hospital. The way that, and of course everything can change once she's in the hospital, but what we've talked about and what she wants as of now is she's going to obviously go to the hospital. The birth father and her mom are going to be there during the labor, during the delivery, and she wants us to come up. She wants to hold him. She wants to have her alone time with him, and then she wants us to come up to the hospital. If it's possible, which it depends on if they have available space in the hospital, we will get a room, and she wants us split taking care of him while we're there in the hospital, which can vary between, we alternate per feedings, we get him a couple hours, she gets him a couple hours, any number of options, and of course all of that is up to her, and we'll just have to see how she's feeling at the time. But so we feel very blessed that so far, this process has gone so quickly, that we were matched, with somebody. So we are just praying daily, multiple times a day, that everything goes through and he's born healthy, and that, they do decide to continue with the adoption and don't